everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name's Catherine and today's video is going to be continuing on with my declutter series, and I've decided to team up both concealers and powders for this video so we can get moving along on this series, because after this I will have foundations and then eyeshadows and like single eyeshadows and eye products and stuff like that. So yeah, figured we would start with these today. So if that's something you want to watch, then please stick around. All right, so we will first start by going through powders. I probably won't swatch these because there's not so much of a point to swatch the powders. The concealers I will, so let's just get going with reviewing these and decluttering what I don't want. All right, so we will start with these first. I know I'll be keeping this Sigma powder. This is the Soft Focus Setting Powder in Vanilla Bean. This is new to my collection and currently in my Shop My Stash right now. I can link my Shop My Stash up in the corner if you're curious to know what other products I'm using and focusing on this month, but this one I have enjoyed so far. So don't necessarily have a huge review on it except that I'm liking it and my opinion will continue to formulate as the month goes on. So that one I will be keeping. This is a Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Brightening Flawless Finish Complexion Perfecting Eye and Face Micro Powder. Such a handful, or a mouthful I should say, and this is in the shade Fairest Medium. This one was in my Shop My Stash last month and I really did enjoy it. As you can see, there's quite some dippage in there. This is beautiful under the eyes. I have a fair to light skin tone, more neutral, cool leaning, and so this does not show, although it looks white, it does not show up white on the under eye. It is very finely milled and it does give a very nice like brightening effect. So I pretty much just use this under the eyes. I have used it all over the face. Actually would probably work really well if you have foundation that's a little bit dark for you. Maybe using this as your all over powder could help have that like brightening effect and kind of lightening up effect as well. So double duty. This one will be staying. The next one, this is the Haus Labs, what is this? The Bio Blurring Loose Setting Powder in Translucent. This also was in my Shop My Stash last month. This one, again, it's nice. I don't see any super wonderful effects that makes me want to sing from the rooftops about it, but it is nice and I'm going to continue to use it. This one is the Rare Beauty setting powder in light. Again, this, I actually think this is a really, really good one. I love the closing mechanism for it. It is, I feel like, slightly pinky, so it does kind of give that brightening effect as well. And it does a very good job of blurring. So if you are in the market for a blurring kind of brightening powder, I would suggest the Rare Beauty one. Let's see. This is the Rimmel Stay Matte powder. As you can see, it's pretty much rubbed off. This is in the shade Transparent or 01. States that it's lightweight powder formulated with a natural minerals for up to 5 hours, matte finish, helps to minimize the appearance of pores and hide imperfections for flawless skin. So this, I am gonna put, what am I gonna do with it? I think I'm gonna keep it. Yeah, what am I gonna do with it? I think I'm gonna keep it. I have been using it for, what am I trying to say? Prepping my eyelids, basically. I have super oily eyelids, and so this matte powder has been helpful in it, and it does help with some mattifying some of the T-zone areas that gets quite oily on me. So yeah, I think I'm gonna keep it. I know we haven't really decluttered anything, but it's coming. Trust me, it's coming. This is the Too Faced Peach Perfect Peach Perfect Mattifying Loose Setting Powder infused with peach and sweet fig milk. This is Translucent Peach Whisper. This actually, I want to say maybe discontinued or anything like that. This is a deluxe trial size that I got in one of my subscription boxes forever ago. And I actually just recently started using it and realized how wonderful it really is. I can't remember the truth of the mattifying, like how true is that, but it does have a really nice blurring effect, and again, brightening effect. Has a little bit of luminosity to it, so it's really nice, and I wish I would have started using this earlier. So yeah, that's, I guess, the word to the wise is don't let products sit for so long that they actually just get discontinued. So I'm going to be keeping that one as well. This is the Laura Geller Baked Balance and Brighten Color Correcting Foundation in Porcelain. Now, I picked this up, and technically it's advertised as like a foundation. So it kind of has this like marbled effect to it. You know, you use more of a dense brush with it. And honestly, I think I got, even though I'm like super fair, light, you know, on that spectrum of things, I almost think this is too light for me. But to be honest, I haven't really given it a fair chance yet. So I think I'm going to keep it and try to give it a fair go before deciding I'm going to get rid of it. So this will be staying as well. We didn't get rid of anything, but I'm pretty sure it's coming. I'm pretty sure. Who knows? I'm looking at the pile and I'm just like, I don't know what I'm getting rid of. So let's just keep going. All right, one that I know I'm going to get rid of. This is actually the Beauty Bakery Better Not Bitter Flower Setting Powder. This is in the shade Oat or Translucent. It is new with, I was about to say new with tags, but that's more on the reselling side of things. So it is a setting powder. It is new. It says to blur your pores, prevent creasing or transferring. Indulge in our flower setting powder. It has quickly become a global favorite. I mean, I've heard wonderful things about it, and obviously not so much that I've used it. Has the cutest packaging. I love Beauty Bakery's packaging, so innovative. But because, as you can see, I have so many powders that I don't need to open up another one at this time. So I'm actually, because this is new, I'm going to send it off to a company that I like to partner with. It's called You For Me. I will leave it up in the corner. Basically, they repurpose beauty products so as to not have any waste, and they basically resell it for you and send you the money. So it's a nice way to recoup some money. So that one will be going. This one is another one I absolutely love. This is the Jouer Soft Focus Hydrate and Set Powder in Radiant Translucent. I don't know if this was limited edition or not, but I mean, look, you can see some epic dippage in it. I don't know what that, oh, that's just a little, is that pan? That's pan! I hit pan on it, a little baby pan. This is beautiful. It looks, I mean, it is kind of, I mean, it is luminous, but it adds such a beautiful look to the skin. It's not glowy, or I shouldn't say it's not glowy. It just looks luminous. Like, I don't know how to better explain it. It's not glittery. It doesn't really emphasize any texture, at least on my skin. And it just looks beautiful all over powder that blurs everything and just kind of brings it all together. It gives it that soft focus kind of look. Isn't that what it's called? Soft focus, yeah. So this one is absolutely staying in my collection. All right, another one that I think I could probably get rid of. This one, as you can tell, was much loved for quite some time. This is the Wet n Wild Color Icon. It's kind of ironically called a bronzer, but I don't know who this can be a bronzer on. Even the most porcelain of skin, I don't think this could be a bronzer. But this is in the shade Reserve Cabana. And so it's kind of the same, where it has like a luminous type of effect. Oh, no, I want to keep that one too. I think I'm going to keep this too. We're not doing so good on the powder front, and I honestly did not think it was going to be like this. I really, really did not. I thought I'd be getting rid of some stuff. I'm looking in my other pile, and I know there's a few that I'm going to get rid of, so we're getting there, trust me. So I think I'm going to keep this one too. I'm gonna keep it 2. Anyways, I didn't even share. I use this one for under my eyelids as well because it does have that brightening effect. I mean, it is luminous as well. And it's beautiful all over without adding too much color to the skin. Because as I've noticed because I have a more fair shade, you know, when you add foundation and then sometimes it oxidizes, or then you add like kind of not necessarily a translucent powder on top, but more of a color, it can kind of darken up the foundation to a point where it's a little bit too dark. So I like this one because it's not translucent, but doesn't add too much color, if that makes sense. But I do think this one is getting harder and harder to find. So I don't know if they're discontinuing it or what, but I'm going to keep it. Another one that I absolutely love, which I do think is discontinued. Funny enough, I found this at like Burlington Coat Factory. I was there I think I was just killing some time. And, you know, went to the beauty area, and most of the time they just kind of have like off-brand stuff. But this is actually Physicians Formula. This is their Super BB Insta Ready powder. And so it has this kind of like mixture of almost a little blushy tone, a little bit lighter tone, and then more of a bronzy type of tone. And as you can see, I've hit pan in it. This is beautiful in the summer. This, again, just blurs everything out, gives you a little extra tan. You know, you can put it over, you can use it as bronzer, you could use it as all over face. It is so beautiful that I'm going to keep it, even if it is discontinued. And I mean, there's a little bit of hard pan right there, but I think you can, you know, you just gotta put some work into it. But super beautiful, keeping. All right, what else? We have the Coty Airspun. I figured this is kind of made famous from Tati Beauty. This is the original formula. Since then, they actually have come out with a few different types of formulas in different shades, I believe. But this is just the normal translucent face powder. It does have quite a smell to it. Let's see. Yes, it still has a smell. It's kind of a, how do I describe it? You know, delicately. It's a mature smell. Let's just say that. It is a mature type of smell, but I kind of find it a little bit comforting. It can be overpowering, so if you are sensitive to smells, this probably isn't the one for you. But as you can see, you get a ton of it. I mean, you get a ton of it. I've had this for a while and it's like you barely used. It does come with like a little poof that's very cute. Again, kind of vintage style like. Very wonderful powder. It's a classic for a reason. I'm gonna keep it. Let's close that up because that's loose powder. The next one is this Hourglass Veil Translucent Setting Powder. That's, you can't tell, but I think I mean, if you can see in there, this is almost gone. So I probably will keep this just to finish it up and, you know, have the satisfaction of finishing a powder. Yeah, you can, there's not too much left in it. To be honest, I don't necessarily know my thoughts on this. Obviously it's around still for a reason. I've used a lot of it. So I guess I'll keep it just to finish it up. But I can't remember. Can't remember my thoughts on it. So let's get on another group. All right, so here is another little bunch of products. So one I will be getting rid of. This is the ColourPop No Filter Finishing Pressed Powder in Light. This is what it looks like. Again, I've gotten a lot of use out of it. It does have some hard pan around it, but you know, it's one of those like, I think I can let it go. I don't need to continue using this anymore, especially since I have so many different other powders. So that one is gonna go. This Kosas powder, I don't necessarily like it. This is the Cloud Set powder in Breezy. It is like a baked powder. I can get it open. It is a baked powder. I have used quite a bit of it, but it's not as nice in my opinion as some of the other powders I have. You know, a lot of people, this is like their favorite setting powder. It's not mine. I don't feel like it does too much for me. So I am going to let that one go. Let's see. We have another Physicians Formula. This is their airbrushing pressed powder and translucent. This one I think I can let go as well. Just never really got around to using it too much. So I think I'm gonna let that one go. Let me wipe off my hand real quick. This Essence Brighten Up Banana Powder. This actually is a good, I don't know if I'd necessarily say dupe, but a good alternative to the Charlotte Tilbury airbrush powder that I showed earlier, more of that translucent white powder. This is perfect for under the eyes. It does a great job of brightening them up, and I will be keeping this because I clearly like it since I have a huge pan in it. Here's another Charlotte Tilbury. This is a little trial size. This is, I don't know what this exact one is, but it's their pressed powder in the shade 1 Fair. Again, trial size. I always recommend getting trial size if you can. This one, this one's pretty nice. Very finely milled. So I think I'll keep that just, you know, if I ever do a video of like full face of Charlotte Tilbury, it's always nice to have a pressed powder to use. This is the Dior Powder No Powder in the shade 2 Neutral. I probably could have used a lighter shade to it, but as you can see, it didn't stop me too much. This one did have some issues of getting hard pan around it, but again, it's pretty easy to just, you know, put a little effort into it, and it's pretty easy to get rid of. Again, because this is darker than I probably should have gotten, this is more of a summer fall type of powder. I believe this one got discontinued, but again, you can see waffling in there, so it's coming to a point where I'm gonna hit pan, I'm gonna finish it. So again, just for that satisfaction, I'm gonna keep it. But it's also, I mean, it is a really nice powder. It just kind of makes everything blurring, adds like a slight luminosity to the skin. Nothing too bright or anything like that. Just kind of airbrushes it. So I'll be keeping that one. This is an Hourglass ambient lighting powder. You have dim light, incandescent light, and radiant light. So it is 3 different types of little powders. I think you can get these separately as well, but this must have been like a holiday type of promotion. I've had this for quite some time. I do use this as highlighter from time to time as well. It's really pretty to have a very natural looking type of highlighter. It is really nice as an all over face powder. I don't feel like it's, how do I say, it's not like gonna set tons of things. It just adds a little bit of radiance to the skin. So this one, what am I gonna do? I'll probably keep it too. I don't know why, like I literally thought I was gonna be a little bit more savage with my powders, but obviously not. Obviously not. All right, here's my next. All right, and then I noticed this one. This is not a powder, but this is a highlighter in Monster from ColourPop, the Super Shock Cheek, and obviously it didn't make it into my highlighter one, but it will be staying because I mean, look at that beautiful little shift. So I'm going to be keeping that one, but I'm actually going to put it in my highlighter drawer. Okay, so Bare Minerals. This is their Mineral Veil powder. I got this, I actually got this at TJ Maxx, I believe, and it had like this full size one, and then it had like a little mini trial size one. It was like a holiday set. This one, again, I don't know if I've really given it a fair shot. It is, I mean, it's Bare Minerals, so it is a mineral powder. And mineral powders, I've noticed, like, it takes a little bit more work, but if you put in that more work, it does look really beautiful. So I think I'm going to keep this one as well. This is the number 7 Triple Action Finishing Powder in Light. Lift Illuminate Triple Action Finishing Powder in Light. This was supposed to be the Charlotte Tilbury dupe, I believe, to this little guy right here. Really, I mean, it is a really fine type of powder. What am I going to do with it? I think I'm going to keep it. Oh my gosh, I'm doing terrible at this. Terrible. Okay. When we get to concealers, I know I'm going to get rid of stuff. So I don't know why I'm apologizing. This is the Kat Von D Locket Setting Powder in Translucent. This actually used to be my favorite for quite some time. It's never been opened. So you know what? I think I'm actually going to... what am I going to do with this? I really did used to love this. You know what? I'm going to get rid of it. So that one, that's on the side. I'm getting rid of it. And then lastly, I got these two little Fenty powders, the Pro Filter Mini Instant Retouch Setting Powder. I have one in butter, which is more of the yellow leaning one, and then one in lavender. So the butter one, I know I've used it. Again, I don't know if you can tell, but it does kind of have like a little bit of radiant type of look. I don't necessarily remember my thoughts on it. I don't know if I've even tried the lavender one. No, I haven't even tried the lavender one. But I know with lavender, it's supposed to some sort of color correcting business, and I might have to look it up because I can't quite remember. So I'll probably look up swatches on this one just to check, and if I like it, I'll keep it. If I don't, I'll get rid of it. Regarding the butter one, I think I'm gonna keep it. Okay, so let's look at all the ones that I'm going to be keeping at this time. Alright, so these are the powders that I'm going to be keeping. And these are the powders that I'm going to be decluttering. So not the best, but I'm glad that I got rid of some of them. So let's move on to concealers. All right, so concealers. This one I'm automatically keeping just because it's currently in my Shop My Stash. This is the Jouer Essentials High Coverage Concealer Pen. I have mine in the shade Creme. I can tell you right off the bat, this is a little bit yellow, more yellow leaning than what I anticipated. I think it said it was like a fair with peach undertones. And maybe it's just too peachy. Maybe that's the reason. And I need a little bit more pinky than peachy. So if I were to repurchase this, which I actually am enjoying it, and I didn't know if I'd necessarily like this type of component, but I actually do. If I were to repurchase this, I think I'd go a shade lighter in the more pinky tone. But I will be keeping this just because it's in my Shop My Stash. This one is the NARS, I think Radiant Concealer. NARS, I don't know. I think it's the Radiant Concealer in Vanilla. This one is almost completely gone, so I'm going to get rid of this one. Yeah, it's like gone. It's old. It's expired, so getting rid of that one. This is the Fenty Beauty Matchstick in Linen. This came in like a trio set with a contour, a highlighter, which I think I already decluttered, and then this one, which I'm certain that I'm going to declutter just because it's too yellow on me. So that one is going to be just decluttered. This one is the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Eraser Dark Circles in a... It says treatment concealer. So I had goji berry and haloxyl. I don't know what that is. This one is in the neutralizer. So this is supposed to be kind of like a color correcting shade, but as you can tell, it is super duper yellow and I don't need that in my life. So that one's being decluttered. This is the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Concealer in 3.75. This one, if I remember correctly, is really beautiful. Yeah. Creamy, perfect kind of tone for me. So that one I will be keeping. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Radiant Concealer in the shade 3 Fair. Again, this was in a recent Shop My Stash, and I raved about it. So beautiful. As you can tell, I kind of have a color type compared to this one was the Maybelline one, and then this one is my current Jouer one. So This is the color that I really do like for concealers, so that one I'm keeping. This one is the NYX Bear With Me Concealer Serum. Now, I don't necessarily love the packaging on this one, and I don't know if I necessarily love it as a concealer, but as a foundation, it's actually really beautiful. And it is serum-like, so really, really, really beautiful. And I think, I mean, I could get away with it with being a concealer. This is in the shade, if I didn't say, I think it's Vanilla. Light. Just says light. I thought it had a vanilla on there. So this one I will be keeping. It has Tremella Mushroom. So obviously that's good for something. Again, would work beautifully as a concealer. If you have like I should say that if you have super dry under eyes, this would probably work really well as a concealer, but I think I'm going to use it as an all over foundation. So I might put that in my foundation drawer. So my next set of stuff, this is Ofra. This is actually their corrector pot in mint. So at one point I was having a lot of redness on my face, and this is supposed to color correct it. I think I used it once or twice and I didn't love it. I'm not a huge color corrector fan, so I'm gonna get rid of that one. Here's another corrector that I was using for the longest time, and I thought it did. I actually really enjoyed this color corrector. This was the Wake Up Effect by Catrice, and it has this really nice kind of pinky peach shade to cancel out dark under eyes. This is super duper expired, so I'm going to get rid of it, and I don't even know if they make this anymore. I remember even last year or 2 years ago when I was trying to link it, I was having a really hard time finding it. But if they do make it, I would recommend it. It's a really nice under eye concealer or under eye corrector, and I think it costs like $6 or something, so really nice. This is the Flower Beauty Light Illusion Full Coverage Concealer. Mine is in the shade L.5 Ivory. I'm reading that correctly. So this one is super light. Let's give you a nice light brightening type of look. So I think I'm going to keep that as well. Again, works really well for if, like I've been seeing a lot of these Instagram reels or TikToks, how, you know, for instance, if your concealers or if your foundation's too dark, then this is how you can lighten it up with concealer, or if your foundation's too light, this is how you darken it up with bronzer or contouring. So this could actually work really well to give a concealer, or I keep saying concealer, give a foundation a little bit of a lightening boost there. So I think I'm going to keep that one. All right, now we have Miss Pat McGrath Labs. This is an L3. This is their Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Concealer. If I remember correctly, this one's a tinge to, yeah, it's a little bit yellow for me, which then makes me think I want to keep it because it's Pat McGrath, right? But if it's too yellow, then why should I keep it? Yeah, I think I'm gonna get rid of it. Wow, that's a shocker. Didn't think that was gonna happen. All right, my next one is one size. This is Fair 3 in R, so I think it's neutral red leaning. This is the Turn Up the Base Butter Silk Concealer. This one I remember really enjoying and actually using as a like all over like coverage too. Yeah, that one I really like. So I'm going to keep that. What do we have next? We have the NYX Born to Glow Radiant Concealer. This one is in the shade Pale. And they really just kind of put it out there, right? You're pale. All right, so this one has like a little floof ball. As you can see, it gets a little bit messy. This one is very light. Very, very light. Okay, I don't think I need that light. I mean, if I was even saying that this Flower Beauty one is light, this one's super light, so I don't need to keep that one. See, we are doing better with concealers than we were with powders. I told you we would do it. This is Bare Minerals Bare Pro. This is in Fair Cool 01. This is one of those little stickies. And again, that's a little bit more, so we'll just compare it to, this is the current one I'm using from Jouer, if you can see. And then this is more of the pink type that I'm wanting. So this one I'm going to keep, and I feel like it has some really good coverage on it as well. All right, here's the last little bit. So this is another Giorgio Armani one. This is the Power Fabric Concealer in the shade 3. So I already did the luminous one, which I really like. Okay, that's really pretty. Gonna keep that. This is the Fenty Beauty Bright Fix Eye Brightener in Seashell. I wasn't a huge fan of the packaging on, oh my gosh, okay, that's, help me. That's a lot. All right. Oh my gosh. Okay. Too much. Alert. That one, obviously I put way too much on. What do I feel about that? It is really creamy. I mean, I haven't used it in forever. You know what? I think, what am I going to do with it? I will give it a few more goes. Let's just say that, because I truly have not used this in a long time. Honestly, it's probably to the point that it's expired. So, but I'm gonna give it a go. I'm gonna try it again, and if I don't get use from it shortly, then I'll get rid of it. One I know I'm getting rid of, just because it's the wrong shade and it's been forever. This is the It Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye. This is in medium or light medium. This is super duper expired, so I'm not even gonna swatch it. I'm gonna get rid of that one. This is the NARS Soft Matte Concealer, again in Vanilla Light 2. This one is really beautiful. I use this more for like spot concealing. It does really well all over the skin. I probably could afford to even get a lighter shade. But I'm going to keep this one for now because, again, it kind of gives that really nice, just matte look over like any imperfections or any blemishes or anything like that, kind of, it gives it almost like a tacky base to build up on and conceal. This one is really nice. This is the Huda Beauty Faux Filter Concealer. I have mine in the shade Royal Icing or 1.1N. And that is what it looks like. Again, super pretty light. Now that I'm comparing it between the Born to Glow one, which I feel like has oxidized a little bit to that, but this one seems a little bit more pinky. That one's a little bit more yellow. I know I'm looking at it through my phone, which I'm using to film, and they kind of look the same, but this one I think looks better. And then the very last one is just another color corrector. This is Eye Brightening by Ulta Beauty. This is just a pink little stick that, again, just adds a little brightening effect to the under eye. So I am going to be keeping that as well. So let's review the ones that I'm keeping. All right, so these are the concealers, brighteners, all that kind of stuff that I'm keeping, and let's see what I'm getting rid of. All right, I'm gonna interrupt this production because, of course, as I was putting everything away, I found 4 more concealers to talk about. So the first one is the KVD Good Apple. This is in light 07, it's been a long morning already. Light 107. This one I really do like, so I'm going to be keeping that one. This other one is the Becca and Smashbox. Smashbox loves Becca. This is their under eye concealer brightener in Fair Light. So if you didn't know, Becca is no longer a company, but Smashbox did take over some of their more popular products, this being one of them. This one I love. I'm going to keep. Super creamy. And then these two, I know I got rid of the other Bye Bye Under Eye by It Cosmetics, but apparently I found 2 more. This one is the illumination one in light ultra fair, which I think would be a better match for me. And then this one is also in light ultra fair, but this is it matte? I don't know. It's their original formula, which I haven't used these in a really long time. I don't think I've ever used the illumination one. So I think I'm going to give them a try just to see how they do. If not, the nice things about these tubes is that they are, because they're tubes and they're not something where you like dip your product back in, that they can be sanitized quite easily and given away. So back to I'm keeping all of these and back to the original production. All right, not too shabby. I would say I did much better with concealers than I did with powders. Yeah, but I'm super excited to go through these again, just kind of slowly making my way through my products, trying to see what I use, what I don't use, what I love and what I don't love. Just again, when you have such a big collection like mine, it really grew pretty rampantly. It's hard to remember everything that you used to have or just have in general and what your thoughts are about them. And so these Declutter series is kind of my way of going through everything and rediscovering what I have, what I like, what I don't like, and just kind of getting rid of the mess. That's where I'm at my life this year, just getting rid of the mess. So thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate it. If you like this kind of content, I do a lot of beauty and makeup content, as well as I'm a reseller too. So those are my two favorite things to talk about. And this is what we talk about on this channel. So please consider subscribing if either of those are up your alley, and like this video. Let me know, what's your favorite concealer? Do I need to check it out? Did any of these declutters surprise you? Should I have gotten rid of more? Yes. But anyway, just let me know all your thoughts down below, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.